1,4-dioxane. Okay, first on here this oxygen, and here on the fourth position. So 1,4-dioxane. This is called as 1,4-dioxane. This is called as morpholine. In morpholine, you will find oxygen and nitrogen. Okay, on nitrogen there is one hydrogen. So this is called as pyridine. Okay, so pyridine. In pyridine there is a triple bond, alternate three double bonds, alternately arranged with three double bonds. Okay, and one of the corner or else one of the vertex is occupied by nitrogen. So this is pyridazine. Pyridazine. So it is having two nitrogens. Even pyrimidine is also having two nitrogens, and pyrazine is also having two nitrogens. But in pyridazine, so two nitrogens are adjacent. Here they are in meta position and they are in diagonal position. Okay, right. This is pyrazole. Okay, so here in pyrazole again same. These are two adjacent nitrogens. These are meta position, but this is not six-member ring. So these are not six-member rings, but here these two are adjacent nitrogens, and they are alternately arranged. Okay, so pyrazole, imidazole. Okay, so now this is thiophene. Okay, this is thiophene. This is furan 2 carbaldehyde. See, actually, this is the functional group. So this is a parent carbon. So here this is furan ring. Okay, so the second carbon, the second carbon is replaced by oxygen. So like this. So its name is called as furfural. Furfural. So these are some of the heterocyclic compounds. These are some of the heterocyclic compounds. We will see some other compounds, azo compounds. Azo compounds we will look. Az means it is related to nitrogen. Okay, it is related to nitrogen. So how the azo compounds look like? So what is the structure of present in the azo compounds? So this is an example. This is one example for azo compound. This is a benzene ring or else phenyl ring. Okay. So one phenyl ring, it is attached to nitrogen. So between nitrogens there is a double bond, and this nitrogen is also again attached to another phenyl ring. That means two benzene rings are present, and between two benzene rings, two nitrogens with a double bond between them is present. So now it is called as diazine. This is called as diazine, diazo group. This group is called as diazo group. Diazo group. Okay. So here to this diazo group, two benzene rings are attached, or else two phenyl groups are attached. Hence the name of this one is diphenyl diazine. Diphenyl diazine. Okay, diphenyl diazine. Or else simply it is also called as azobenzene. Azobenzene is a common name. It's a common name, azobenzene. Suppose, suppose if it is like this. What is this one? This one also azobenzene. Okay, suppose if it is like this. If the compound is like this, then what is the name of this one? See, remember. So in azo compounds, numbering is given. Okay, numbering is given in such a way that suppose if these two are rings, so here we have to give numbering to this ring in such a way that so this carbon will get 1, this carbon, the substituted carbon, so we'll get here in this compound, this will get 2, this will get 3, 4, 5th carbon and 6th carbon. And here also we have to use primes. Here what is this one? It is 1 prime. Okay, this will become 2 prime, 3 prime, 4 prime, or else 4 dash, simply 4 dash or 4 prime. Okay, this is 5 prime, or else 5 dash, 6 dash. So like this. So for one ring we have to give normal numbering 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this, and to the other ring we have to give the numberings by using primes. So 1 dash, 2 dash, or else 1 prime, 2 prime, 3 prime, and so on. Then what is the name of this compound? So here 2 substituents are present here in this compound. This is actually azobenzene. Basically it is azobenzene, and in azobenzene there are 2 substitutions. So here on 2nd carbon there is 1 substitution, and on 4 prime there is another substitution. So what are these 2 substitutions? One is methyl, and another one is chloro. So this is methyl substitution and this is chloro substituent. Okay, these 2 are the substituents. So while writing the name of these substituents in the IUPAC name, so while writing, so these substituents should be followed. We have to write the substituent according to alphabetical order. So alphabetically C will come first. Okay, before M C will come. Okay, so that means we have to mention chlorine. Okay, so we have to mention chloro first before writing methyl. So this chloro is present on 4 prime. So that means we have to write the name like this. 4 prime. On 4 prime there is chloro. Okay, and on 2nd carbon there is methyl group. There is methyl group, 4 chloro, 2 methyl, diphenylazine. Actually diphenylazine. So this is actually diphenylazine, but there is substitution. So those substituents we have to write before the parent compound. So the parent compound is diphenylazine. The parent compound is diphenylazine. Okay. So on diphenylazine there is 2 substituents, and those 2 substituents are written. So in this way, so on 4 prime there is 1 substituent, and on 2nd carbon there is another substituent. So like this is the name of the compound. Okay, or else diphenylazine is also called as azobenzene. So we may write the name like this also. 4 prime chloro. Okay, 2 methyl 2 methyl azobenzene. azobenzene. So this is the name of the compound. Okay, right. What is the name of this compound? Again, it is also azobenzene only. The parent compound is azobenzene. The parent compound is azobenzene or else diphenyl or diazine. Suppose if there is a SO3 group here, SO3H group, that means this is sulfonic acid. SO3H group means sulfonic acid group. If sulfonic acid group is present, then look here, when sulfonic acid is present on this benzene, so this will become the parent. This will become the parent. Okay, this entire thing will become the parent chain, and this will become what? This part will become the substituent. So what is the substituent here? This is phenyl diazenyl. This is called as phenyl diazenyl. The substituent is called as phenyl diazenyl. Okay, so this is called as benzene sulfonic acid. Okay, benzene sulfonic acid. Benzene sulfonic acid is the parent compound, and to this parent compound here, this is the substituent. So where this substituent is present, so this carbon, actually this carbon is treated as first carbon. So this will become second carbon, this will become third carbon, and this will become fourth carbon. That means on fourth carbon there is a substituent, and this is what? Double bond is present in the substituent. So, and here also double bond. So this one is treated as complex substituent. Okay, so as it is a complex substituent, we have to write in bracket. So that means what is this one? Here phenyl diazine, diazenyl, phenyl diazenyl. So like this. So here it is called as alkyl diazenyl. Alkyl diazenyl. Suppose in case of alkyl, if ring is present, then it is said to be phenyl diazenyl. This is called as phenyl diazenyl. This is called as alkyl diazenyl. This is called as diazo. It is called as diazo. It is called as diazo. Diazo, alkyl diazenyl, phenyl diazenyl. So which group you will find here? So here phenyl diazenyl group substituent is present, and it is a complex substituent. So on which carbon? Fourth carbon. Hence 4 phenyl diazenyl. Okay, diazenyl. 4 phenyl diazenyl benzene sulfonic acid. So this is the name of the compound. Right. What is the name of this compound? What is the name of this compound? So here OH group is attached to the benzene. Then this will become what? This will become the parent chain. See azo compounds. So be careful while learning azo compounds. So when any functional group is attached to the benzene ring, okay, so now it is not having carbon. So when carbon is not having in the functional group, and if that functional group is attached to this benzene ring, okay, now this benzene ring and that functional group together we have to consider it as a parent chain. So here also it is a parent chain. Okay, what is the parent chain? So this is phenol. What is this one? Already we have seen. I think everyone have gone through the PDF which I have given to you. So this is called as phenol. This is called as phenol. So here phenol group is present. I mean here it is this this is the part of the parent chain, and it is phenol. And to this phenol, what is attached? What is this one? Phenyl diazenyl. Okay. So again, here on which position the phenyl diazenyl is attached? On fourth carbon only. So this carbon will become first carbon, second carbon, third carbon. Again, this will become fourth carbon. So what is the name of this compound? What is the name of this compound? The name of this compound is, again same, because it is phenyl diazenyl. As it is a complex substituent, we have to write in bracket. So on fourth carbon it is present. Hence 4 phenyl diazenyl. Okay, phenyl 4 diazenyl. Okay, next, what is this one? Phenol. Phenol is the parent chain. So like this, while writing the names, IUPAC names for azo compounds, so we have to be careful. Okay, right. Now we will learn about bicyclic compounds. Bicyclic compounds. See, today we have seen heterocyclic compounds, azo compounds. Now we will learn bicyclic compounds. What are bicyclic compounds? Bicyclic. The name itself will indicate that bi. Bi means two. Okay, if two rings are present, they are called as bicyclic compounds. How two rings are present? There are different ways. Two rings we can join the two rings by different ways. One way is like this. Suppose if this is a carbon, based on that carbon, a ring is present and another ring is present like this. Here two rings are joined by only one carbon. These are the two rings. One is the propyl ring, even other ring is also propyl ring. So these two propyl rings are joined by only one carbon. Suppose if it is like this. Two rings are joined by only one carbon. Here also two rings are joined by only one carbon. Two rings are joined by only one carbon. Suppose if two rings are joined by only one carbon, such compounds are said to be spiro compounds. Spiro compounds, or else simply spirocyclic. It is called as spirocyclic compounds. Spirocyclic compounds, or else simply we may call it as spiro compounds. Okay, spirocyclic compounds or also spiro compounds. So this what is this one? This is another spiro compound. So these two rings, they have a common only one carbon. One carbon is joining the two rings. This carbon has become the part of this ring as well as the part of this ring. Okay. If a single carbon atom joins two rings and it becomes the part of both the rings, then such compounds are said to be spiro compounds. Spirocyclic compounds or spiro compounds. This is one type of bicyclic compounds. What are the second type of bicyclic compounds? See here, in second type of bicyclic compounds, for example, two rings are there like this. Bicyclic means two rings. So here two rings, they are joined by two carbon atoms. See, these two carbon atoms will become the part of this ring as well as the part of the other ring also. That means these two rings, they are fused. Okay, fused by sharing two carbon atoms. These two rings are fused by sharing the two carbon atoms. Here these two rings are fused by sharing only one carbon atom. Here one carbon atom is shared by two rings. Here in this case two carbon atoms are shared by two rings. What is this one? Again here also there are two rings, bicyclic, okay, bicyclic compounds, and here these two rings are shared by two carbon atoms. Okay, like this. Okay, such compounds are said to be such rings are said to be simply fused rings. It is the such rings are said to be fused rings. These are said to be spiro rings. These are spiro rings, and these are fused rings. Okay, there are third type of rings also, where see how many rings are there, how many cycles are there, how many rings are there. So this is one ring, this is another ring. So here also two rings are there, but here these three carbons, uh, are shared by two rings, because this carbon is part of this ring as well as even this ring also. This carbon is also part of this ring as well as this ring also. So like this, even this carbon. So if more than two carbons share two rings, okay, then such rings are said to be bridged rings. These rings are said to be bridged rings. What is the difference between fused rings and bridged rings? In fused rings, only two carbons. Okay, that means two rings, they share only two carbons. But here, these two rings, they share three carbons. They may share four carbons also. That means more than two carbons. Here, bridged rings contains in bridged rings, the two rings share more than two carbons. In fused rings, in fused rings, in fused rings, the two rings share the fused rings system. Here where the two rings share two carbon atoms only. Then what are spiro rings? In spiro rings, the two rings will share only one carbon. Only one carbon atom. One carbon atom. Only one carbon atom. Here they share two carbon atoms. So in bridged rings, another example for bridged rings. So this is one ring. This is another ring. Okay. Right. Here these two rings, they are sharing what? They are sharing 1, 2, 3, 4 carbon atoms are shared by both the rings. That means more than 2 carbon atoms. If two rings share more than 2 carbon atoms, then such rings are said to be bridged rings. In fused rings and bridged rings, one thing is common. So here the carbon atoms, these carbon atoms which join exactly the carbon atoms, these carbon atoms where these rings are directly joined, these are said to be bridge heads. Bridge head, okay, HEAD. And this is also bridge head only. So there are two bridge head carbons. Okay. Here also there are two bridge head carbons. This is also bridge head carbon. This is also bridge head carbon. Okay. And this one will become what? This one will become one link. This is another link. This is another link. Or else simply bridge. So this is one bridge. This is another bridge. This is another bridge. How many bridges are there? There are 3 bridges. And 2 bridge heads. So here also there are this is one bridge. This is another bridge. This is another bridge. So 3 bridges are there. Okay. So these 3 bridges are joined by 2 bridge head carbons. Okay. So like this, in fused and bridged rings, you will find bridge head carbons like this. So like this, there are 3 basic types of bicyclic compounds based on how the rings are connected to each other. So in this, the rings are connected by single carbon. In this, the rings are connected by 2 carbons. In this, the rings are connected by more than 2 carbons. Such compounds are said to be bridged carbons. So fused rings, bridged rings. In bridged rings, more than 2 carbons are shared by 2 rings. In fused rings, only 2 carbons are shared by fused rings. Okay, here in spiro rings, only 1 carbon is shared by fused rings. Okay, so like this, the compounds will be. So all these, even bridged rings and fused rings together, we call them as simply we may directly call them as bicyclo compounds. And these are called as spiro compounds. Okay, now we will learn how to give naming to these compounds. First of all, we will learn about the spiro compounds. how to give name to the spiro compound. We'll take a few examples and learn. For example, I'll take a compound like this. So there are two rings, and these two rings are joined by a single carbon. Okay. So only one carbon atom is shared by both the rings. Okay. This carbon has become the part of this ring as well as the second ring also. So such compounds are said to be spiro compounds. Okay. So how to write the name of name when a spiro compound is given? So what is the root word for this one? So for writing the root word, we have to count all the carbons. All the carbons present in the compound should be considered for writing the root word. So how many carbons are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 carbons are there. Altogether 8 carbons are there. So now the root word will be octane. Root word will be octane. I'll write here. The root word will be octane. Okay. So before this root word, we have to write a prefix. See, bicyclic compounds means they are related to primary prefixes. See, primary prefixes mainly are of three types: spiro, bicyclo, and tricyclo. Okay, so mainly three types. There may be other types also, but generally we will discuss about these three. Particularly we will discuss about these two mainly. Okay, so that means prefix always comes before root word. So this is the root word, and before root word we have to write prefix. So spiro octane. This is called as spiro octane. But there is one procedure. What is that? So the prefix spiro to this prefix spiro, we have to add the number of carbon atoms in each ring. So there are two rings. So how many carbon atoms are present in each ring? We have to write in the bracket. So that means after writing spiro, we have to put a square bracket, and in that square bracket we have to write the number of atoms present in each ring. There are two rings. So in one ring, how many atoms are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 carbons are there. And in another ring, 1, 2, 3 carbons are there. Okay. But this carbon should be excluded. So this carbon should not be written in this ring, or else even in this ring also we should not write. So now this ring, because we have to exclude this carbon, we should not include this carbon in because this is present in both the rings. So leave this carbon and count now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbons are there. So one is 5 carbon ring without counting this carbon. Another one is 2 carbon ring. Actually this is 6 carbon ring, this is 3 carbon ring. But while writing in bracket, we have to exclude this carbon, and we have to count the other number of carbons. So there are 2 rings. So one carbon is common, and other part of this ring is it is having 5 carbons. So which one we have to write this number in ascending order. So for spiro, remember that this in bracket we have to write ascending order. Ascending order we have to maintain. Ascending order means first we have to write 2 and afterwards 5. And these 2 and 5 should be separated by a comma. Okay, in some books there is a practice like this, dot. Some books use dot also. Okay, some books according to we may use either commas or dots between the two rings. Okay, two carbon rings. Okay, so now what is the name of this? Is the name of this compound actually. So it is Spiro 2.5 octane, or else Spiro 2,5 octane is the name of this one. See, remember that while writing Spiro compound, these numbers should be written in ascending order. For bicyclic compounds, they should be written in descending order. For Spiro compounds, they follow ascending order. They follow ascending order. Whereas bicyclo compounds, they follow descending order. Descending order. So as we are discussing about the name of Spiro compounds, we have to follow ascending order, and these these numbers should be separated by either comma or dot. Okay. Spiro 2,5 octane is the name of this compound. Okay. See, actually we have to follow certain rules while naming the Spiro compounds. What are those rules? First one, the root name is based on the root word. Root word, okay, is based on what? Is how root word is it is written based on the number of carbon atoms in the ring structure. Based on the number of carbon atoms in the rings. In the rings. So how many carbon atoms are there total in the rings? So in the rings, carbon atoms in the rings only we have to consider. Suppose if it is like this, don't consider. If it is like this, a substituent is present on this one. So this carbon should not be counted for the root word. Okay, so we have to consider only the carbons which are present in the rings only. And if there is any carbon which is attached to the rings, so that carbon cannot come under writing the root word. Okay, so now this should be excluded. This carbon should be excluded. The root word is based on the number of carbon atoms in the rings. Okay. Next, the prefix is Spiro. The prefix Spiro, okay, is added to the name. The prefix Spiro is added to the name. Okay, here. So like this, I will write like this rule like this. X comma y. I am writing like this. Okay, x y is added because this entire thing is a prefix. So this is prefix to this name. So the prefix Spiro bracket x comma y is added. It is added. Okay, it is added to the name. It is added to the name where x, okay, where x and y indicate number of atoms. Indicate the number of atoms. Okay, number of atoms in the links. In the links. Link means ring. So this is one link. This is another link. So this is one link. This is another link. Or else link or ring. Link or ring we may mention. That make each ring. So this link will make one ring. This link will make another ring. So this carbon is excluded. So this carbon should not be counted. So this is one link. This is 2-member link and this is 5-member link. Okay, so these two links. Okay, these two links make one ring, each ring. Okay. Each ring. So excluding the spirocarbon center. So what is this one? This is called as spirocarbon center. This is called as spirocarbon center. So this carbon is called as spirocarbon center because it is connecting the two rings. These two rings are fused through this carbon only. Okay. What is the next rule? The numbers are written in ascending order. The numbers are written in ascending order. The numbers are written in ascending order. We will discuss one more example. What is the name of this compound? So this is a spirocarbon center. So this should not be counted. For the name, for writing in the bracket, we should not count. So for this parent compound, we have to include all the carbons present in the ring, the root word. So how many carbons are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So all the carbons which are present in the rings should be considered for writing the root word. Hence, as there are 7, hence it is heptane. Heptane. So this is spiro. So how many carbons are there in this link? 3 carbons. In this link also there are 3 carbons. So same number of carbons in each link. So this part is said to be link and this part is said to be link. Okay, this one is said to be ring. This is also said to be ring. So if you include this carbon, then it becomes a ring. If you exclude this carbon, then it is called as a link. Simply remember like that. So now, so three member link. So 3.3. So this is the name of the compound. So there is no ascending order or descending order because these two rings are of equal length. So this is the name of the compound. Suppose if there is a functional group, then how to write the name of the compound? If there is a functional group in the spiro compounds, then how to write the name of the compound? Suppose if there is a compound like this, so this is a spiro compound. Suppose somewhere a functional group is attached like this. So this is a spirocarbon center. Okay. Now in this case, first we have to give numbering. So to write the name of this one, so here we have to give numbering. So how to give numbering? That is most important. See, remember that while writing the spiro compounds numbering, while writing the numbering, while giving the numbering, so first smaller ring gets the number first, gets the numbering first. Okay, smaller ring should be given the numbering first. See, remember that while giving the numbering, so the first carbon, so this means the bridgehead, this spirocarbon center should not be given the first number. So the carbon which is adjacent to this one, so either this carbon or else either this carbon, so should get number 1. So suppose I am giving here number 1, this will become 2 and this will become 3, third carbon. Now, so with the completion of the smaller ring only, the spirocarbon center should get the numbering. So the numbering should not start from the spirocarbon center. So this spirocarbon center, it will get the last number in the smaller ring. Okay. Now the number will continue. How many carbons are there? So those many carbons we have to give continuous numbering. So the fifth carbon, where should we give fifth carbon? So this one or else this one. There are two chances. See, remember that if you give numbering from this way, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now the functional group is getting number 8. The carbon is getting number 8. If you give numbering in this direction, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now the carbon group is the carbon which is attached to this functional group. So this carbon, the functional group attached to carbon, it is getting lowest numbering. So we have to see that always the functional group carbon should get a lowest possible numbering.